Hi there, welcome to week 10 of communications campaigns. I wanted to give you a little preview of what we've got in store for this week, and we'll do a little bit of a recap of where we've been and where we are going to go before the end of the semester. So just to ground ourselves again in the framework, most of you have done your A phase or the assessment phase and done your research on your campaign. So we're pretty much through the A phase or the research phase, and now you're at the point where you're developing your plan and all of the details around that plan. And so the focus this week is going to be on your messaging. So you've identified your stakeholders, you've come up with your goals, you have put together a list of tactics that you think you're going to use in your campaign, and we'll be moving into the action steps or the implementation phase, and then the evaluation phase is what's going to happen after your campaign is done. So far we've read chapters 1 through 15 in the book. We got about 9 more chapters to go, and most of them are going to be focused on communications tactics that you can think about using in your campaign. So I'd like you to just, give some thought to whether some of these tactics, you don't have to use all of them, but which ones make sense for your audience and for your budget. This week ahead, you're going to be reading chapters 16 and 17, which are on blogging and imagery, and I think you should give some thought to how they would get incorporated into your campaign. And those assignments, your assignments will be due on April the 2nd, and the project, like I said, you've done your tactics and your timing, and now you're moving into your key messages phase. And then on the discussion board, what I'm really trying to get you to do is to help each other out, provide maybe a different point of view on the campaign, and give some feedback to your classmates on their campaigns. So by now you should start to be a little more familiar with what people are doing in the class in terms of their campaign. And so really this is just to provide another lens on your campaign. So this past week, we read chapters 14 and 15, which was around mobile marketing and social networks and social marketing. And I think what's really important now in campaigns is the fact that mobile is so prevalent, and that you're really able to reach your audience and your buyers where they are. And with the growth of smartphones and browser-enabled equipment, people can really do their own research on products and services while they're on the road. The book referenced that there's 6.9 billion mobile subscriptions now, and 150 countries have high-speed 3G services. So things are evolving, and it's always important to make sure that your campaign takes into consideration these changes. So it's really likely that people are going to be away from their home, away from their office. They're probably going to see your content on a mobile phone. But you really can reach people globally now because of this. And people can do their own independent research and figure out what they want to believe, what they want to give to, who they want to vote for. And the other thing to think about is real-time transactions can happen right from your phone. So make sure your site is mobile friendly, which is called responsive design, because you want people to be able to download the information quickly and display properly on their phone. The other thing the author talks about is that it's really important that you share more than you sell, and that you're adding valuable information and content to your audiences, and that's how you're going to really engage people with your original content. And he talked about a couple case studies of different artists or music photographers, filmmakers, Jay Blakesberg and Amanda Palmer, who were able to use mobile to their advantage. The other thing to think about is there's also some other types of sites that are out there, things like Tumblr, which is a multimedia mini blog format, Vine, which integrates with Twitter, and Periscope is another one where you can do video. And then around the world, there's other local language sites like Orchid, Hives, and Mix. So if you're doing something globally, you would want to take into consideration what the native culture is using for social media. And then the other thing that he talks about is shipping and review sites, and you think about like Amazon or TripAdvisor, Rotten Tomatoes, Zagat, and Yelp. Those are review sites that people can use to brand their information. So I think it's also important that you integrate your online events and copy and content with any kind of offline, in-person events, conferences, things of that nature, where you really want to get people to participate or to, ask them to connect, or, you really want to be easy to find. So the other thing is when you create a mobile site, what happens is they create a site map that search engines can index your pages for mobile browsers. So just, think about few words, small graphics, those types of things, because people want data to come to them quickly. And then, you really want to give people a reason to pursue your product. The other thing the book talked about was SMS codes as one way to quickly engage customers. And I know some retailers do this, where they'll text, if you give them your email address, you'll get, say 20% off your next purchase, or a coupon. And then the other thing is things like geolocation or geo-targeting, where it's targeted to a specific location. And then the other thing you could think about, it was popular a few years ago, is not as popular now, is QR codes, which are quick response codes that then take you to a website where you can get some more information. Sometimes these are on things like postcards or slides at a conference, a subway, a business card, a t-shirt, those types of things. But there are ways that you can be creative with your campaign. Book talked a lot in the social media marketing sections about Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Facebook has close to a billion users. Twitter's at close to 300 million, and LinkedIn has about 300 million. And I think it's important that as you're doing your campaign, you think about which one of these platforms may be your central platform to get your message out. And Facebook, you can create personal pages, company pages, you can create groups. You can like and tag people. And then there's always Google Plus, which is similar to Facebook, and it's connected back to the Google search engine. And you can also do a business profile on Google Plus. Not that that has as much usage as Facebook. And then LinkedIn, LinkedIn's whole purpose is to connect the world's professionals and make them more productive and successful. And I think it's really important that each of you have a personal profile. And then if you work for a company or an organization, you should have a company page to promote what you do. You can do a lot of outreach using LinkedIn. And the book talked about Mark Amtower's goal was to be the most connected and visible person in the government contracting space, and he was able to do that through LinkedIn. Twitter, you're limited to 140 characters, and it's a microblogging tool. I think it's important that you understand what it is and how people use it, and monitor what people are saying about you on Twitter. And there's some tools out there like Hootsuite and TweetDeck that can help you automate some of the use of Twitter. You can brand your page if that's something that you're interested in. It's really important that you have an appropriate Twitter name. You can give your location, you can give your link to your website, you should have a photo. And so the book talks a little bit about that as well. So just think about how these social media tools can be integrated into your campaign and where they make the most sense. And again, this week, we're going to start moving into more of the messaging aspect of your final project, learn a little bit more about blogging and the importance of visual content and imagery as you develop your campaign. And so I'm not asking that as part of your campaign you develop any of that, but if you want to either describe the types of visuals or the mood that you want to evoke as part of your campaign, you can certainly do that in your slide deck. So I hope you have a great week and enjoy the reading, and I will talk to you soon.